Soon the fairy lights will be relegated to the loft. Soon the Christmas angel can come down from their giddy heights. Soon the last box of chocolates will be eaten. What a struggle that was. Soon, even the stretchy waistbands on our skirts and trousers will feel a little less pressure to keep us all in. Or maybe not. Soon the stories of an unmarried couple will give way to stories of other lives divinely interrupted, maybe even ours. Soon the very last notes of the very last carol, glory to the newborn King. Soon the signs of Christmas will disappear, all wrapped up for another year. And what remains? What remains but the astonishing truth, the wonder, the mystery that God showed up as they did, flesh and blood as we are, but more beautiful, more vulnerable, more loving than we dare imagine, showing us what it really looks like to live and to be alive. The Word became a human being and full of grace and truth lived among us. We saw his glory, the glory which he received as the Father's only Son. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. God spoke by means of a human being living among us. We have seen the beauty of the only complete physical expression of the loving God, wonderful to look at and to know. The Word became flesh and blood and moved into the neighbourhood. We saw the glory of with our own eyes, the one-of-a-kind glory, like Father, like Son, generous inside and out, true from start to finish. Here is the truth we get to rest in as this new year begins to settle. Here is the truth we get to wrestle with. Here is the truth we get to embody, to make flesh ourselves. Here, friends, is our lifetime's work. Because just as the baby in the hay has cosmic beginnings, so there is something of the divine in us. How could there not be when, as that other in the beginning story tells it, we bear the fingerprint of our Maker? And if God went to extraordinary lengths to be present with us, then maybe how we are present to each other here is a divine priority too. In a documentary called Jesus and Me, Jonathan Rumi, the actor who plays Jesus in the Chosen series, finds himself in Rome, in sites that are 2,000 years old and more. One of the stories he's told is about how in the time when Christianity was beginning to take hold as a movement, it was noticed Christians were present to each other in ways others about them were not. When there were large-scale breakouts of illness, for example, many Romans quite literally headed for the hills, sometimes abandoning their own families. But Christians stayed, caring not only for each other and for their own families, but Roman families who'd been left behind. People saw this, and it moved them to want to live as Christians did. Within 3 centuries, more than half of all the citizens of the Roman Empire called themselves followers of Jesus. Ironically, We here are cut off by snow today and unable to be present to each other in the ways we normally would be on a Sunday morning. But perhaps what we have instead is the gift of time to ponder presence and how we ourselves are present to others, near and far, making space for each other in prayer, in listening, in generosity of spirit, and quietly attending to need. Amen.